Hi guys! Today I'm going to be talking about painting with origami. It's from this book, The Art and Wonder of Origami. And the way you paint is by making the super pinwheel. And out of the super pinwheel you can make a lot of different shapes. So like the white part against the colored part makes all these different shapes, and they're all squares, so it's very easy to make an origami quilt out of things made out of this. So these super pinwheels, basically they're like a regular pinwheel except for it has another layer underneath it. Maybe the green one's easier to see. And then you just fold it in different directions and different designs to make it a different picture. So you do need to start with a piece of origami paper that's white on one side or a contrasting color on one side. In this video I'll show you how to make the super pinwheel, and then in the coming up videos I'll tell you how to make some certain pictures with it. Okay, so first you want, with the colored side of the paper up, you want to fold it in half diagonally. Both ways. For most of this, you're just making the crease pattern. So the first creases are just like that, valley folds on the diagonals on the colored piece, the colored side. Then you want to take all the corners and fold it in to the center. Like that. So they should all meet up in the center like that. Then you unfold two adjacent ones, and you fold the open side into the center like this. And you'll notice when you're doing that you cross all the X's. So I'll show you what I mean there. So you should see all these X's. So on this side you have these X's. So you just cross them right in the center. You split them in half. So then you do the same thing on the other side. You open this up and fold the corners back into the center. Then open the other side up and make that fold into the center. So then you'll have a crease pattern like this. Now you want to cross the X's in the other two directions. So you fold these two in, and then you'll fold this one up to the center, like that. So you'll see you cross those X's. So now these X's up here are crossed in both directions. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Flip it, fold those corners in, and then fold this edge in. You have the four X's still, and then they're crossed on all sides. The middle X isn't crossed. It never gets crossed. And you fold one of them in, and you put the white side up. Now, as if you were making a square out of this rectangle, you take this corner and fold it all the way down so that this top edge lines up with this fold. So this is where the fold is. So you line it up like that. And just disregard this little thing that comes out. Yeah, you don't want to fold that part. You just keep it flat. So it'll look like this. Then you unfold it and do the same thing with the other edge. And you'll notice when you're doing this, that when you fold it so that the corner lines up, this edge lines up with the fold you made over here. So now you have the crease pattern like that. Then you do the same thing on the other side, of course. You might be thinking, with all this folding, why do I still have a flat piece of paper? But you have, now all you have to do is kind of squish everything together. You have a center square, or a center diamond. It's just like turned 45 degrees from the big square. That's going to be the bottom like that. So think of everything else having to collapse in on top. Just remember that this corner, all of the four corners should be mountain folds when the white side is up. So I have the paper white side up, and then I'm just going to recrease all of the corners to make sure that they're mountain folds. And they should be mountain folds already, but this just makes it a little bit easier. So then you take two of the opposing mountain folds and you bring them together, and then you bring the other four, or the other two in, and then all four are in the center there like that. So you're holding it kind of like that. Now, you kind of have to maneuver everything to make it lie flat. So then, all you do is you just follow the crease pattern that you already made. So, these folds are going this way, these folds are going this way, and then these folds here are going this way. So you bring it up like that. You fold it in like that, and then you have the two like that. And I'll show it again on the other side. But you still have the white pieces pointing up towards the ceiling. So now on this corner, make sure you push all those in. Like, remember that center square I showed you? Just if you push that in, then you'll know the kind of folds that you have to make next. So then these folds, make them fold this way, outward, and then these folds make them fold inward. And I'm hearing myself say this and it sounds really confusing, but believe me, the crease pattern, all you do is squash the creases that you've made and make sure you remember which way the arrows point. So you see how my first arrow pointed this way, like this slant is going this way. You want to go in the same direction this way so that it goes all the way around, like this one. So you don't want two of them to be pointing in the same direction, in other words. But at the end you can always fix it. Push the corner down, and you have that fold. And there's the super pinwheel. So on another note, you'll notice that there are some folds that aren't folded, like this one right here. It's not folded, it's flat. So if you did fold it, and then you folded this one down, and then folded this one across, and then folded this one up, the super pinwheel is facing the other direction. So it's very easy to switch it to whichever direction you want it to face. Alright, stay tuned for more videos about the super pinwheel. I'm going to post a lot more, or several more, on how to turn something like this into a design. So thanks for watching and stay tuned.